It seemed like Germany had taken control of nearly everything. This meant Britain was the last European country opposing Hitler.
We shall never surrender!
So the question is, how did Hitler lose? How did the tide turn in World War II? Let's understand the full story. Hitler thought Britain would surrender because the German army was so powerful. But Winston Churchill gave a legendary speech.
We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender!
This made it clear, no peace treaty. Hitler thought, all right then, let's invade the UK too. Hitler planned Operation Sea Lion, an attack on the UK. Problem? No land connection between Britain and Europe. If they sent ships, the British Navy was stronger. So Hitler decided, let's attack from the air. The German Air Force, Luftwaffe, had 10,600 aircraft. Britain had only 700. On July 10, 1940, Germany launched airstrikes on Britain. On August 24, 1940, German pilots accidentally bombed London, killing civilians.
A great fire in the city of London, almost to be compared with the fire of London in 1666. Pictures that look like hell on earth.
Churchill thought, then we'll bomb Berlin too. Hitler got furious and ordered the complete destruction of London. On September 15, 1940, 1,120 German aircraft attacked. But the British Royal Air Force shot down 60 German planes, losing only 29.
The first wave of 100 bombers and 400 fighters was intercepted. Fighting raged all the way from the coast.
This day became known as Battle of Britain Day. Why did Britain win? Simple reason: motivation. The invader, Germany, aims to conquer. The defender, Britain, fights for survival. A modern example: Russia-Ukraine war. Russia is powerful, but Ukrainians have higher motivation. That's why Ukraine is still holding on. After struggling with Britain, Hitler attacked the Soviet Union. June 22, 1941. The USSR had 20,000 tanks. Germany had only 6,000. But German technology was superior. Hitler divided his forces into three: Leningrad, Moscow, and Ukraine. Initially, Germany advanced, but the Russian winter flipped the game. Soviet soldiers were used to the cold. Germans weren't. In December 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, killing 2,300 Americans. Finally, America joined the war.
I ask that the Congress declare a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire,
and allied with the UK, USSR, and China. The Battle of Stalingrad, 1942-43, was WW II's deadliest battle. 300,000 German soldiers were forced to surrender. The Soviets pushed Germany back.
The heroic defense of Stalingrad. The Soviet army turning the Nazi six-month assault into the most ghastly military disaster in German history. Hands held high, the beaten Nazis pour from house after house in abject surrender.
In July 1943, Italians overthrew dictator Mussolini. He was executed. The famous song, Bella Ciao, from Money Heist, originated here. It was the anthem of Italian partisans.
Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
Bombastic Mussolini, the sawdust Caesar, comes to his end in the gutter, fitting climax to a life of treachery and double-cross. He led his country to ruin when he threw his lot in with Hitler.
Italy made peace with the Allies. June 6, 1944, D-Day. Over 150,000 British, American, and Canadian soldiers landed on Normandy beaches in France.
Another of the great decisive battles of world history has been joined. This is the day for which free people long have waited. This is D-Day.
Germany was now trapped between the Soviets in the East and the Allies in the West. Hitler's last effort, the Battle of the Bulge, failed.
Reserves of men and materiel had been hoarded for the day of counterattack. The very much alive German army gathered its forces in the Forest Isles to strike one strong, decisive blow at the American army.
By May 1945, Soviet troops surrounded Berlin. Hitler shot himself on April 30th. On May 8th, Germany surrendered.
The Union Jack goes up to signalize the taking over by the British troops of their sector of Berlin. The date is July the 6th, 1945. A date the history books will remember.
Europe's map was redrawn. East Germany, West Germany, and Poland were recreated. After WW2, United Nations and European Union, the UN was formed to prevent future wars. WW2 wasn't just a war, it was a clash of ideologies, strategies, and sacrifices. Even today, its impact is seen in Europe's map, the UN, and global politics.